The skeletal system is an essential body system in all vertebrates. This system is responsible for maintaining the structure of the body. It protects the organs from potential external damage. It stores and releases fat and minerals in the body. It facilitates movement along with the muscular system. It supports the body, giving it a frame with which it can maintain a wide variety of positions. And finally, it produces blood for the body. The skeletal system is made up of a wide variety of bones that can be divided up and categorized into 5 shapes. The first being long. Long bones are bones that are longer than they are wide, in simple terms. One good example of this is the femur, or your thigh bone. Short bones are bones that are about as wide as they are long, roughly cubic in shape. One good example of this is the carpals in your hands. The third type of bone shape is the flat bone. Flat bones are bones that are, well, flat. One good example of this is the sternum. The fourth type of bone is the sesamoid bone. Sesamoid bones are bones that are bound in tendons. There is only one such type of bone in the human body that is bound in tendons, and that would be your kneecaps, or the patella. The fifth type of bone is called irregular, and this is for a reason, because they do not conform to any of the previous categories. One good example of this is the vertebrae. Now, although teeth are not considered to be bones, because they do not have the same regenerative powers that regular bones have, where if you break it, it won't grow back, they are still considered part of the skeletal system, as one, they are made up of the strongest substances in the body, enamel and dentin, and 2, because they are embedded in the mandible. These bones are made up of a complex inner layer, with the most prominent part being the bone marrow, which is in charge of making up the body's blood through a process called hematopoiesis. This occurs when the bone marrow first creates multipotent hematopoietic stem cells that can produce a wide variety of blood and immune cells, shown in the diagram. In creating blood cells, the skeletal system helps facilitate respiration in the body through the respiratory and circulatory systems, as well as protection from external infection through the immune system. The skeletal system takes care of this through the process of hematopoiesis, as explained earlier. This process creates multipotent hematopoietic stem cells, which become one of 2 progenitors, myeloid or lymphoid, thus showing how essential the skeletal system is in vertebrates. Unfortunately, this process can go terribly wrong, and instead of creating regular, round erythrocytes, red blood cells, the bone marrow will create sickle-shaped cells, thus the name sickle cell disease. Now, sickle cell disease most commonly results in clots all around the body, causing strokes, embolisms, thromboses, and infarctions all across the body. This disease has many treatments, from blood transfusions, vitamin supplements, chemotherapy, as sickle cell disease can be brought on by cancer, and finally narcotics for pain. There is one known cure for the disease, a bone marrow transplant, replacing the abnormal marrow with regular healthy bone marrow cells from an eligible donor. This is most commonly a sibling. Now, sickle cell disease gains its origins from when a child 7,300 years ago gained a mutation that gave them a resistance to malaria, which was, back then, as much of a problem as it is today. This mutation gave the child resistance to the disease in exchange for random clotting all throughout their body from the shape of the sickle cells. In sum, the skeletal system is an incredibly important system in the human body, as it provides structure and stability with its immense jigsaw of bones, as well as producing blood for the body too.